Would you pay thousands more for the exact same car just because it has a different badge? Most people already have, and they have no idea. Every year, automakers pull off one of the most profitable tricks in the industry. They take the same engine, the same chassis, and the same tech, slap on a new logo, and sell it as a completely different model. Suddenly, the price jumps by 10 grand, and buyers line up to pay it. This isn't a mistake, it's a strategy. It's called badge engineering, and it's how car companies make billions while you think you're getting something unique. From Japanese muscle cars that copied American legends to luxury brands disguising budget trucks, these cars look different but share the same DNA. And once you see how deep it goes, you'll never look at certain brands the same way again. Because by the end of this video, you'll realize one thing. The car world isn't just built on engines, it's built on illusion. And trust me, the last comparison might completely change how you see Lamborghini. Before Japan became known for precision engineering and bulletproof reliability, Toyota made a bold move that changed how the world saw Japanese cars. The year was 1973, and America was obsessed with the Ford Mustang, a symbol of raw power, chrome, and unfiltered speed. But halfway across the globe, Toyota had a plan. Create something that looked like Detroit muscle but was leaner, lighter, and far more efficient. That car was the Toyota Celica Fastback, and when it rolled out, people did a double take. Long hood, short deck, wide stance, fastback roof. It looked uncannily like a downsized Mustang. The resemblance wasn't an accident. Toyota's designers studied American muscle cars and decided to capture that same spirit, but with a twist. Instead of brute strength, they went for balance. The Mustang roared with V8s that produced over 300 horsepower. The Celica, a modest 1.6 or 2.0-liter four-cylinder that barely touched 100 horsepower. But here's the trick. While the Mustang flexed at the drag strip, the Celica danced through corners. It handled like a European sports coupe, delivered incredible fuel efficiency, and became the dream car for buyers who wanted style without the gas bill. It was proof that you didn't need 8 cylinders to turn heads. You just needed clever design and timing. Toyota's gamble worked. The Celica became Japan's answer to the Mustang, a lighter, smarter, more attainable sports coupe that helped launch Toyota into the global spotlight. But while the Celica mimicked an icon from across the ocean, modern automakers have taken badge copying even further. 2 completely different companies selling the exact same car. And our next example proves it. Fast forward a few decades, and badge engineering isn't just alive, it's thriving in plain sight. Enter the Toyota 86 and Subaru BRZ, 2 sports cars that car enthusiasts love to argue about. Which one handles better? Which one's faster? Which one's more fun? Here's the truth. They're the same car. These 2 were born from a rare collaboration between Toyota and Subaru. Both companies agreed to build a lightweight, rear-wheel drive coupe that brought back the simplicity of 90s sports cars. No turbos, no flashy luxury, just pure driving feel. And that's exactly what they did. Under the hood, both cars run Subaru's 2.4-liter flat-4 boxer engine, producing 228 horsepower and 184 pound-feet of torque. They share the same chassis, same transmission, same weight balance, and nearly identical body panels. Even the interiors are mirror images. Same dash, same seats, same infotainment layout. The only real difference? Tuning. Subaru softened the BRZ's suspension just a bit for smoother daily driving, while Toyota stiffened the 86 for sharper cornering. That's it. No secret performance edge, no hidden upgrade, just different badges and marketing spin. And yet, people fiercely defend their favorite. BRZ fans claim it's the purest choice. 86 fans say it's the better driver's car. But the truth is, they're twins, separated at birth, rolling off the same assembly line, sharing the same DNA. It's the perfect modern example of badge engineering done right. Both brands win, the customer feels like they have a choice, and no one walks away disappointed. But as harmless as that sounds, things get a lot murkier when the prices start climbing. Because the next pair of twins costs thousands more, and truck buyers have been falling for it for years. Now let's move from sports cars to trucks, because this is where badge engineering turns into big money. Meet the Chevy Silverado and GMC Sierra, two American workhorses that look different, cost different, but underneath, they're practically twins. Both are built by General Motors, share the same frame, same engines, same transmissions, and even roll off the same assembly line. You can spec either truck with a 2.7-liter Turbo 4, a 5.3 or 6.2-liter V8, or a 3.0-liter Duramax diesel. Their towing numbers, nearly identical. The Silverado tops out at 13,300 pounds. The Sierra at 13,200. So why does one cost thousands more? Branding. GMC positions the Sierra as the premium option. Same mechanical guts, just more chrome, more wood, more marketing gloss. Step inside a Sierra Denali, and you'll find stitched leather, digital gauges, and a luxury-grade interior. Step into the Silverado, and it's built for work. Simpler trim, same heart. Even the tailgates tell the story. GMC's fancy multi-pro tailgate became a selling point. Chevy rolled out the same system a year later, called it Multi-Flex, and called it new. Same feature, different name, higher price. There are tiny differences. The Silverado ZR2's Multimatic shocks outperform the Sierra A T4's Rancho setup. But unless you're crawling over boulders, you'll never feel it. For 99% of drivers, these trucks drive, tow, and haul exactly the same. It's proof that automakers don't always need new designs to make new money. Sometimes they just change the badge and the story that comes with it. But what happens when a luxury brand tries to play that same game? Because when Mercedes-Benz decided to build its first pickup, they didn't start from scratch. They borrowed one from Nissan, and it turned into one of the biggest flops in modern automotive history. This next one proves that even the most prestigious automakers can make the same mistake, believing that a badge alone can sell anything. When Mercedes-Benz decided to enter the pickup market, fans expected a masterpiece, a rugged, German-engineered workhorse wrapped in luxury. Instead, they got a Nissan Frontier wearing a three-pointed star. That's right. The Mercedes X-Class wasn't a true Mercedes at all. It was built on the same chassis as Nissan's Navara, the global version of the Frontier. Under the hood sat the same 2.3-liter twin-turbo diesel engine, making just 187 horsepower. Later, Mercedes tried adding its own 3.0-liter V6 diesel, but it wasn't enough to hide what it really was: a rebadged Nissan with a luxury price tag. Sure, Mercedes dressed it up nicely: wider fenders, LED headlights, leather seats, and a touchscreen infotainment system from its own lineup. But no amount of stitched leather could disguise the fact that this was still a work truck at heart. And buyers saw right through it. Truck owners value authenticity. They know powertrains, they know durability, and they can smell a rebrand from a mile away. When they realized the X-Class was basically a Nissan underneath, sales tanked. Mercedes pulled the plug after just 3 years, ending production in 2020. One of the shortest-lived models in the company's history. Meanwhile, the Nissan Frontier kept chugging along, selling strong and staying true to what it was meant to be: an honest, capable pickup that didn't pretend to be something else. It was a harsh lesson for Mercedes. You can put a luxury badge on a budget truck, but you can't make buyers believe it's something it's not. And while the X-Class failed miserably, the next pair of twins pulled off the opposite. One became a legend, the other quietly shared its DNA. Because believe it or not, one of Porsche's biggest success stories has Volkswagen written all over it. Now here's a pairing that fooled nearly everyone, because when you think of Porsche, you picture precision, power, and performance. And when you think of Volkswagen, you think practicality and value. But what if I told you they share the same DNA? The Porsche Cayenne and the Volkswagen Touareg were born from the same project inside the Volkswagen Group. Both SUVs ride on the exact same platform, share the same structural components, and even rolled off the same assembly line. In early models, they even shared engines, a 3.2-liter V6, a 4.2-liter V8, and an absolute monster of a 5.0-liter V 10 TDI diesel that could tow nearly anything you hooked it to. But here's the twist. The cheaper SUV, the Touareg, was actually better off-road. It had a locking center differential, air suspension, and adjustable ride height that let it crawl through terrain the Cayenne could only watch from the road. Meanwhile, Porsche tuned its version for sharper handling, stiffer suspension, and high-speed control. The Cayenne was built for the highway. The Touareg was built for everywhere else. Inside, nearly identical. The same infotainment layout, switchgear, even matching buttons and some trims, just wrapped in different leather and logos. So why pay nearly double? Branding. Porsche sold emotion. VW sold function. And both made a killing. The Cayenne saved Porsche financially and became its best-selling model for years. The Touareg quietly earned a reputation for being one of the most underrated luxury SUVs of its time. It's one of the smartest examples of badge engineering in history. Both sides won, and most buyers never knew they were driving cousins. But not every partnership ends so perfectly. Because in the 1990s, one automaker rebranded someone else's SUV, sold it as their own, and almost nobody realized it. Not even the loyal fans. And that brings us to one of the most surprising imposters Honda ever sold. This next story might shock longtime Honda fans, because one of Honda's early SUVs wasn't really a Honda at all. When the Honda Passport first hit the market in the 1990s, buyers thought they were getting a brand new, tough SUV designed by Honda. In reality, it was an Isuzu Rodeo with a Honda badge slapped on the front. At the time, Honda was desperate to join the booming SUV market, but they didn't have one ready. So they struck a deal with Isuzu, who already had the Rodeo, a solid, no-nonsense SUV. The partnership was simple. Isuzu would build it, Honda would rebrand it, and both companies would get a piece of the SUV gold rush. Underneath, they were identical. The same engines, a 2.6-liter four-cylinder or a 3.2-liter V6. The same transmissions, the same frame. Even the interiors looked nearly identical. The only differences: the grille, the badges, and a few trim tweaks. It went so far that even the VIN numbers followed Isuzu's format. Both were built in the same factory in Indiana, rolling down the same line. One marked Isuzu, the next marked Honda. Buyers had no clue. They believed Honda had engineered a rugged new SUV, when, in reality, they were driving Isuzu's handiwork from top to bottom. The truth didn't really surface until years later, when the Passport was quietly discontinued and replaced by the Honda Pilot, a genuine in-house design. Looking back, the Passport Rodeo swap is one of the cleanest examples of badge engineering ever pulled off. It worked, but it also proved something deeper about the car industry. A badge can rewrite identity overnight. And if that surprises you, just wait, because even the exotic world of supercars isn't immune to badge engineering. Yes, even Lamborghini has a twin, and it's wearing an Audi badge. Here's the grand finale, the one that flips the whole luxury car myth on its head. Everyone knows the Lamborghini Urus, an exotic SUV that looks like it could devour the road. But what most people don't know is that under the skin, the Urus is almost identical to the Audi RS Q8. a luxury SUV that costs nearly half the price. Both sit on the Volkswagen Group's MLB Evo platform. They use the same 4.0-liter twin-turbo V8, the same 8-speed automatic transmission, and the same AWD system. The Audi makes 591 horsepower and 590 pound-feet of torque. The Lamborghini, 641 horsepower and 627 pound-feet. That's right. A bit more boost and a louder exhaust are all that separate a $125,000 Audi from a $240,000 Lamborghini. Performance, nearly identical. Both sprint from 0 to 60 in about 3.5 seconds. But here's the twist. The Audi RS Q8 actually beat the Urus around the Nürburgring, setting a record lap time for SUVs. The budget twin outdrove its exotic brother. So what do you really pay for with the Urus? Styling, branding, emotion. The bull badge that shouts louder than any exhaust note. Meanwhile, the RS Q8 delivers the same power, same engineering, same speed, just without the ego tax. And that's the ultimate badge engineering lesson. From humble hatchbacks to six-figure super SUVs, automakers have mastered the art of selling identity over substance. Different badge, different story, same machine. Because in the end, the car world isn't built on horsepower alone. It's built on perception. And the smartest drivers? They look past the badge and see the truth hiding underneath. Now that you've seen what's really hiding beneath the surface, one thing's clear. The car industry runs on illusion. The same engine, the same chassis, sometimes even the same dashboard, sold as something new, exclusive, or luxurious. It's all branding. And it works because most people never look beyond the badge. From Toyota's Mustang-inspired Celica to the Porsche and VW twin SUVs, and even the Lamborghini that shares its soul with an Audi. Every automaker plays the same game. They sell emotion, they sell identity. They sell the story of a car more than the car itself. But now you know better. The next time you're in a dealership or scrolling through listings, you'll spot the patterns, the familiar engines, the copied designs, the recycled platforms. Because once you see it, you can't unsee it. And if you thought these cars were shocking, wait until you see what comes next. Some car brands are quietly outlasting, outperforming, and outclassing Toyota in reliability, innovation, and long-term value. Click the link below to watch car brands that are better than Toyota for reliability. And find out which automakers are quietly building the most dependable cars on the planet. Until next time, drive smart, stay curious, and remember, a badge doesn't make a car great. The truth beneath it does.